Good evening. My name is Richard Smith, and it is my privilege to serve as the principal here at Sandy Creek High School. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce a couple of individuals who are here tonight. First, the chairman of the Board of Education, Mr. Scott Hollowell.
Hello, I'm Scott Hollowell, Chair of the Fayette County Board of Education, and I want to congratulate the class of 2020 for achieving this important milestone. I know this isn't the graduation ceremony we had all imagined, but I'm hopeful we can get together later in the summer. I also just want to say how proud I am of the class of 2020 for how you've navigated these uncertain waters. I also want to leave you with one of my favorite inspirational quotes. This is from tennis legend Arthur Ashe, who said, "Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can." And with that, I wish you many successes and blessings. Go Creek.
Thank you, Mr. Hollowell. I'd also like to introduce board member Mr. Brian Anderson.
Hello, my name is Brian Anderson. I'm a member of the Fayette County Board of Education. I want to congratulate each of you for your successes. After 4 years at Sandy Creek High School, this is a well-deserved honor. Like many of you, I wish we were celebrating this in person, but I want to remind you of something. Adversity prepares you for the future. The challenges you're facing right now will echo throughout the rest of your life. They will make you better as you move on. Sandy Creek has prepared you for not only the known future, but the unknown, the uncertainty that you don't know and how it will come. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. I'd also like to introduce board member Mr. Leonard Pressburg.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. As I look out and pretend to see my Sandy Creek family, my fellow parents, other family members, grandparents, friends, our great faculty and staff, and of course, today's honored graduates. Graduates that I've been so fortunate to see throughout their school career, whether it's chasing them around the aquarium on a field trip or serving them snow cones at a middle school festival. I've gotten to see you guys perform and play and present in classrooms and on athletic fields and auditoriums all over this state. And I have been so privileged to shake your hands at so many honors assemblies and other events. And I am just heartbroken to not be able to today shake each one of your hands one more time and say congratulations. So know, as you go forth, hear that you have done something over the last few months that no one has done before. You have done it with honor, with grace, with dignity. You have persevered through incredibly tough and uncertain times. And so I know as you go forth into whatever adventure comes next, I know that you're going to be able to handle it and you're going to do fine, because I know that here at Sandy Creek, your family and your school, we love you, we believe in you, and good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Pressburg. In addition, I would like to introduce the administrative staff here at Sandy Creek High School. Dr. Kathy Folden Hanley.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Mr. Sammy Reel.
Good evening.
Ms. Stacy Smith.
Wishing you all the best, class of 2020.
Ms. Stephanie Washington.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
This has been a very challenging year here, to say the least, for Sandy Creek community. On March 12th, an average school day, the student body left the building thinking they would return the following day. Instead, the world changed and our lives were turned upside down. It reminded me of a quote from one of my favorite books, The Lord of the Rings. The character Frodo has realized that he must carry a burden that was not of his making, but he had to deal with the consequences of the event. The quote reads as follows: "I wish it need not ever happened in my time," said Frodo. "So do I," said Gandalf, "and so do all that live to see such times. But as that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us." So, as a school and a community, we acted with the time that was given us, and we met the challenge head on. Our students, teachers, and parents did not cower to uncertainty and adversity. Instead, we figured out how to do education in a virtual world. And now, here we are tonight, celebrating this wondrous occasion with the people that matter the most to us, our family and friends. So let us all enjoy this ceremony and remember, once a patriot, always a patriot.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony Klumper, and I am one of the class sponsors for the class of 2020. First of all, let me say congratulations to the Sandy Creek class of 2020 on your commencement. As a class, you have definitely dealt with some difficult times that no other group has had to tackle. But today, as we begin this virtual graduation ceremony, it is fitting to remember a member of your class who cannot be here today, even virtually. Last June, your class suffered a huge loss at the passing of your classmate, Brian Wynn. So let us take a few moments to remember Brian and the legacy he left on the class of 2020. To most people, Brian was definitely a young man of few words. During my first 2 years as one of his math team coaches, I'm not sure I got him to say more than a sentence to me. However, once you got to know Brian, you realized that even though he didn't say much, what he did say really meant something. He and I both shared a very dry sense of humor and would often spend math team practices mocking each other at our inability to solve certain problems before the other had finished. He would never let me forget when he would beat my time. I also loved to joke with him about his hair and how I was going to have hair as awesome as him someday, and he would give me his most recent bald joke in return. In his programming class, Brian loved to remind Dr. Liu on a weekly basis that if Brian was able to get into an Ivy League school for college, Dr. Liu would have to finally call him son. He loved to annoy Miss Douglas by constantly cleaning his glasses with her hand sanitizer, and I will never forget the time I had to interrupt Mrs. Weinhardt and Brian in the middle of a Pokemon Go session while at a math competition on the campus of Morehouse. Brian loved introducing his friends and teammates to his Vietnamese culture, whether it be bringing delicious, authentic Vietnamese dishes to math team parties, or focusing his junior National History Day project on his relative's experience as a Vietnamese refugee. And we loved introducing him to the likes of Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, and Firehouse Subs on our competitions as well. In the end, I will always remember how humble Brian was, even if he did sometimes like to remind his friends how he dominated in math class. He embarrassed very easily when you tried to pay him a compliment, and always tried to shake it off as just doing what needed to be done. In fact, I think he would have been a little relieved about this virtual ceremony so that he didn't have to give his graduation speech in front of everyone in the stadium. Brian's legacy will be the lives he touched here at Sandy Creek, whether it be the teachers, the administration, or his friends. Brian was a genuinely good guy, and he cared so much about those that he chose to call his friends. He always fought for the underdog and was always willing to help those who didn't quite get it on the first try. He was simply an amazing young man. So as we close this chapter in all of your lives and begin a new journey, let us take a moment to remember Brian Wynn and the legacy he left behind for the class of 2020. Thank you.
I honestly cannot believe I'm here saying this, but welcome. Welcome family and friends to the graduation for the Sandy Creek High School class of 2020. My name is Jordan Lawrence, and I've had the honor of serving as the senior class president. On behalf of my fellow classmates, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in today to celebrate the many achievements of our class. Friends, family, and faculty, thank you. We may not say thank you as much as we mean to, as we would not be here without the constant aid and encouragement from every single one of you. Seniors, I would like to thank you all as well. Thank you for never giving up during times of challenge. Thank you for persevering through 13 years of schooling. And thank you for making these past 4 years amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It feels as if it was almost yesterday that the entire school was scrambling to the football stadium after the triggering of the fire alarm on our very first day of freshman year. Over the next 3 years, instances similar to the one we witnessed that very day became so routine. Yet no matter how crazy school got, I never imagined our time here coming to a close this soon. These past 4 years have flown by for us, but I will not change anything about them. From the pep rallies to the games, from the dances to the much-needed breaks, and from the AP exams to the EOCs, I most definitely will not change anything about them. No matter how draining and stressful these past 4 years have been, we're prepared to meet tomorrow's challenges with the same determination. In fact, these are supposed to be some of the best days of our lives. Whether you go to college, the Army, or straight into the workforce, I want to wish you all the best of luck, as I know that no matter what path you all take, you will be amazing. This graduating class consists of industrious and dedicated people destined for greatness. As we begin to exit and say farewell to the halls of Sandy Creek, we must remember that these past 4 years may have been some of the best of our lives, but they were only a prelude to the exciting futures we hold. In closing, this speech is supposed to take place in the summer heat on the Sandy Creek battlefield, where we spent some of the best and worst moments of our high school career. But things happen. As a senior, I am astonished and proud of this class, as we have been faced with the worst and still managed to come out even stronger. Although this may not be the ideal situation for the graduation we have dreamed of for years, we must be thankful we have a graduation at all. These past few weeks have been historic and tragic, but we will make it. We made it through weeks of Zoom calls, online work, and what felt like never-ending confinement. We've been faced with an impossible situation and have found triumph in it. To say the least, these past few weeks haven't been the easiest nor the most exciting weeks of our lives, but this moment in which we are allowed to celebrate what we have worked so tirelessly for is absolutely amazing. This bittersweet moment has allowed me to show how grateful I am to be a part of this class. I want to tell every single one of you that it has been a privilege to spend these last 4 years with you all. So again, welcome and thank you to everyone tuning in today to celebrate our accomplishments and new ventures. Because after 13 years, we've made it.
Congratulations, Sandy Creek High School, class of 2020. As many of you may know, I'm one of your fellow classmates, Ray Curry III. We're both in a special position because in light of current events, most doubted we would see graduation at all. I just want to say I'm proud of your hard work and sometimes lack thereof. But there's still something in you that keeps going. No matter the situation, no matter the adversity, you still fought and strive to be who you are and where you are today. I'm here not only to give you praise, but to recognize the power you hold. You possess strength inside yourself, the strength to conquer your fears, the strength to never give in, the strength to do right by you and what you believe in, and the strength to forever make your family, friends, and most importantly, yourself proud. In a time of weakness, life only seems to get more challenging. We have to remember that nothing can make you, only mold you. Think of challenges you go through as a necessary step rather than a punishment. Optimism in a time of doubt creates light in darkness, a darkness that sometimes overwhelms us and consumes us. The hardships you face today gives us the opportunity to grow tomorrow, to grow bigger than our obstacles, and to form better versions of ourselves. We all have dreams of being great, but the eye can only see so much of what the mind can dream. Never limit yourself. Holding back on your dreams and aspirations does not put your success on hold, but pushes you away from achieving it. Never hold back. Don't slow down, don't break down, and don't stop going. As long as you stay in pursuit of a better you, the world is yours.
Good evening. My name is Miles Bachnight, and as Senior Class Secretary, I'd like to welcome you all to the commencement ceremony for Sandy Creek's class of 2020. To all my fellow graduates, this day is for us to celebrate and reflect on the many accomplishments that we have made. We have had 12 years of school, 18 years of life, and numerous experiences that led us to this graduation day. The academic progress we have made is not only a reflection of our own efforts, we have had the support of our families and school staff. First, I would like to acknowledge and thank the senior parents and my parents of the members of our graduating class. Truly, we would not have reached this milestone without their emotional, financial, and mental support. I acknowledge the sacrifices that they have made, the time spent helping with homework and projects, and the countless hours working to ensure that we had all we needed to be successful. Second, I would like to thank the staff of Sandy Creek High School for your tireless support and encouragement. The administration, the staff, teachers, and especially our class sponsors, Mr. Tony Klumper and April Purdy, helped my classmates and me along this academic journey. The passion you hold for educating and supporting our class will stay in our hearts forever and will motivate us to reach any goal in the future. One of my greatest lessons from my time at Sandy Creek was how to overcome and respond to success and failure. As a STEM scholar, I was enrolled in rigorous courses. Sometimes I excelled, but sometimes my grades were not as high as I would like them to be on complex assignments. Despite these challenges, my family and my teachers encouraged me to persevere, focus on my goal of completing my courses and my future. I appreciate everyone who sowed seeds into my life and the lives of my classmates as it has brought us to this momentous occasion. Our time together was cut short, sadly, but the memories of our family, friends, and faculty will be in our hearts forever. Our time at Sandy Creek was transformative, and as we move into the next phase of our lives, we will reflect on the lessons that our family and teachers taught us. It is my hope that we use these lessons as tools to succeed. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank our school administration, staff, and our entire faculty for your hard work and support. I hope that you are blessed and know that the graduating class of 2020 appreciates all that you did to support us.
Hello, my name's Dr. Joseph Barrow. I'm superintendent of schools here in Fayette County, and I'm delighted to be here to present the Superintendent's Award for the Sandy Creek High School student who is most deserving. The student who receives the Superintendent's Award should be a strong student who has displayed school spirit and an enthusiasm for learning. This award is given annually to a student who is a model to others because of his or her attitude, integrity, and manners. This year's recipient is Zach Bonzer. I have a couple of suggested comments that teachers have shared, and I want to share those with you about Zach. They tell me he's a great young man. His academic achievements are undoubtedly impressive and numerous, but his character is also brag-worthy. I've had the privilege of teaching Zach for the last 3 years, and I can honestly say I've never seen him have a bad day. Even in the face of adversity, Zach has a positive attitude and strives to make the best of any situation. He is very deserving of this award. It's also been shared that Zach is a deeply engaged and responsive German student, and his presence energized class every day. He was at his absolute best during the 2018 German exchange program. It was said that he marched into the partner school on day one and made it his own. He approached every part of that adventure with eyes wide open and made himself a unifying force for the group. All great traits that showed that he is definitely deserving of this award. The last teacher said that Zach was a student that every teacher would love to have. He has the most positive attitude, and he shows his leadership and his willingness to complete whatever task is asked of him. I want to tell Zach, congratulations. It's my pleasure to present you with the Sandy Creek High School Superintendent's Award. Outstanding. Well done.
Good evening, class of 2020. I'm Jason Davis, and today I get to introduce one of our class's most impressive students, someone whose passion for learning and enlightenment can't be described with just the word good. If you know her, then you'll know how hard she's worked these past 4 years to be the kind of proactive student we all strive to be. She takes rigorous classes, she's an active member in a variety of clubs. We've heard her name praised for awards in GHP, math team, mock trial, and academic team. She's done the whole 9 yards, but beyond that, she has a gift for more than just academics. She has strong beliefs about people and about justice and about the world, and she's not afraid to share those beliefs with you. I met her during sophomore year in AP World History, a class that invites in-depth discussion about humanity and its past, and I remember admiring how well she could express her beliefs in front of the rest of us. She's logical and she's articulate in such a way that you never forget her message, and I think that's something we could all take with us as we journey into the real world. Class of 2020, I'm honored to introduce our fellow graduate in class salutatorian, Delaney Shilton.
So, this is weird. I mean, this was supposed to be graduation. We were supposed to sit in the center of a stadium in chairs meticulously set up by the junior marshals as our friends and family cheered our names in the stand. We were supposed to walk across the stage triumphantly and hear our names called out. We were supposed to get a vibrant and festive goodbye to the place where we've spent the last 4 years of our lives. More than that, graduation was supposed to be our one last goodbye to childhood, to the people who we're leaving behind, to an entire era of our lives. Instead, we get, well, this. And on one hand, I'm certainly happy that exams were canceled. And it certainly wasn't loving the idea of speaking in front of 1,000 people, but even still, I can't help but feel, well, weird about the way that this chapter of my life is ending. For all of the awful, awkward, and uncomfortable things about high school, and despite my readiness to leave it behind, I can't help but long for a sense of closure, or at least a way to acknowledge what this time has meant to me, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that feeling. Although I can't give us a clean ending that we deserve, I can dedicate the rest of this speech towards finding that closure for myself and hopefully for anyone else who needs it. When I look back at these 4 years, my eyes autofocus to the human moments, to the limbo between standardized tests and the end of the year, where you talk to someone you never thought, where you play cards with someone that you never thought to talk to, or watch something funny on your phone with your friends. I look back at high school and I see furtive conversations between budding friends during a class as they try and fail to avoid getting the teacher's attention with their laughter. I can hear the stolen moments with my headphones in the middle of a long and stressful day. To me, these moments are high school, just as much as stressing over a couple numbers at Infinite Campus, or staying up late to finish a project I should have done weeks ago. Even more than that, I look behind me and I am drawn to the many nights that I spent with my friends, watching horror movies and gouging ourselves out on candy and chips until we fell asleep. I glimpsed the weekend morning where I tried and succeeded to teach my friend how to ride a bike. I look back and my attention lingers on long, lazy weekend afternoons, spent in the back of some restaurant or wandering Target, just talking the day away. And that's what high school was to me. It was a place where I first learned what it means to know someone else, and more importantly, what it means to know myself. And that's just me. For each and every one of us, we have our own moments, big and small, that color our memory of this era of our lives. One which, as strange as it is to contemplate, is really over. It was an era of self-discovery, one which no one experienced quite the same, and which we will never get back again. And speaking of things that we won't get back, I wouldn't feel right with myself without acknowledging the person who should be here, but isn't. Almost a year ago today, my friend, and our should-be valedictorian, Brian Nguyen, died in a fatal car accident. The world isn't the same without him, and although we can't leave an empty chair for him at this virtual graduation, his absence is more potent than ever. It was a privilege to know him. That being said, before I finish this little eulogy to our high school years, I think some thanks are in order. We didn't make it this far on our own. Maybe it was a parent, or a teacher, or a friend. Whoever it was, if they made an impact on you during your time here, thank them. I mean it. Think of it as a final goodbye to the teachers who worked their hardest, or as an acknowledgement to what your parents have done for you. No one gets where they are alone. And as for me, I want to say a massive thank you to the teachers who helped me see the world in unexpected ways, and to my parents for all their support. Without you, I wouldn't be where I am today. As we all begin the next era of our lives and say goodbye to this high school, to childhood, I wish for you the same fate I wish for myself. I hope you get to spend as much time as you can with the people who matter to you. I hope you get a good job, one that means something to you. I hope you get to listen to good music and eat good food. I hope you get to laugh and cry if you need to. I hope you get to live, whatever that means to you. And above all else, I hope the future is everything we deserve. Thanks to each of you for your time, and I wish us the best of luck in all our future endeavors. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Sandy Creek High School, class of 2020. I am Isaac Pressburg, and I have the honor of introducing to you our valedictorian, Brandon Worrell. When I started this speech, I decided to try and find some resources to help me write the best speech I could. As a student of Miss Douglas's AP US History class, I am very good at researching, so I Googled how to write an introduction speech, and I clicked on the first link. Unfortunately, most of what I found was not very helpful, but I did find some good advice. I had to focus on the purpose, and I can't think of a much better purpose than introducing to you one of my best friends. Brandon is one of the most special people I know. He is kind, funny, strong, and good at math, which is just not fair. But Brandon's ability to be a good friend, to listen, to help, and my favorite, to forgive, makes him the wonderful person he is. Brandon is one of the most positive people I know. Even in the hardest of times, he has the ability to put on a smile, crack a joke, and make you feel a little less lost. The first week of no school this spring, I texted Brandon to check on how he was doing. As soon as I mentioned feeling a little bit upset, he immediately got me back on my feet and looking at the positive. Last summer was a hard one for a lot of us. Unfortunately, we lost one of our classmates. I was in New York at the time and only heard about what happened a few days after when my mom texted me. I needed to talk to someone from school, and I texted Brandon. Within 5 minutes, he called to talk. He made me feel better about not being able to make it back for the funeral or to be with our friends. He helped me focus on the present and do what I needed to do. As with lots of our assignments throughout high school, Brandon and I were on the phone helping each other complete our speeches. The conversation turned to what we love about Sandy Creek. We both agreed that this school is special and how well our student body gets along. Even though we have our disagreements, I truly believe Sandy Creek is unique in the way the student body is one community. Brandon is a perfect representation of that community. He treats people with respect, he sees the good in people, and he's helped me grow into the person I am today, just like Sandy Creek has. So it was with great pleasure that I introduced to you the valedictorian of Sandy Creek High School, class of 2020, Brandon Worrell.
Good afternoon, class of 2020. I'm Brandon Worrell, and I have the absolute pleasure of being your class of 2020 valedictorian. Honestly, way back in freshman year, it felt like this day would never come, but here we are. Our high school journey was like climbing a mountain. It was hard at first. There were stumbles and missteps, and the end seemed out of reach. Now we've finally reached the summit, and we can breathe a sigh of relief. There's so much we've conquered in these 4 short years. From here, we can look back and see how far we've come, but we can also see all the other possibilities that lie ahead. We made it. This isn't how any of us imagined graduation would be, but go ahead and give yourselves a pat on the back for making it here. It's taken a lot of hard work, and we should all be proud of ourselves. We were all looking forward to the commencement and the festivities that come with it, I know, but it's important to look on the bright side. I'm thankful that we live in a time where we can still stay connected and learn, despite the extreme circumstances. When this is all over, we're going to look back and say that we were the class with the stay-at-home graduation, and it'll only make this send-off more memorable. Maybe it's the optimist in me, or maybe I'm going stir-crazy from the quarantine, but I've also started to see some upsides to the situation. I don't know of any valedictorians who got to do multiple takes of their graduation, for instance. And we don't have to melt in the hot sun while we wait to get our diplomas either. Obviously, I would prefer to celebrate with you all in person, and I really hope that we can meet for our commencement ceremony in August. On another note, we lost a good friend in Brian Nguyen in the summer of 2019. He was an incredible student, and more importantly, he was an amazing person as well. He embodied the spirit of Sandy Creek and showed us all what it means to be a patriot. I'd like to take this time now to have a brief moment of silence for Brian. Brian would have gone on to accomplish a lot, but it's important to remember that he had already done a lot in his short time on this earth. He represented our school on the math team and at the national level of the National History Day competition. In that space of time, he was already able to show us what he was capable of. It's important that we realize what we're capable of as well. At the risk of sounding like a cliche, I hope you all understand that no avenues are closed off to you. For all the grief we give this school about the bathrooms not being stocked with soap or the doors in the hallway missing windows, we truly are blessed to be in a situation to succeed in life, whether that means joining the military, entering the workforce, or pursuing further education at a trade school or university. Yes, we're a class of academics, but we're also a class of creatives, a class of athletes, artists, and performers, and a class of determined kids willing to do whatever it takes to get to where we want to be. Whether or not you're good at math or science or English, it's important to recognize that different people are good at different things, and that different people should do different things. Life would be a whole lot more dull if we lacked diversity, if we were all doctors or engineers or artists or football players. I hope each and every one of you will chase what makes you happy, because I know that ultimately you can make it there. The class of 2020 has had its ups and downs for sure. Our very first day of school, way back in 2016, a fire broke out. But since then, we've had our fair share of good experiences too. We had the rare opportunity of seeing a solar eclipse together sophomore year, for example. Through all these experiences, our class has grown closer together as a result. Even though this year might be ending on a bit of a sad note, I'm still hopeful for our class and all that we've accomplished and will continue to accomplish. Sandy Creek has prepared us for life in a way very few schools can. We've had so many opportunities, clubs, extracurriculars, and driven teachers. I'm sure each one of you can reflect on a particular moving memory from your time here. For me, one of the experiences that I will always remember is when the academic team competed in Haiku. Not just because it was the first time we've ever been to the competition or because we got to be on TV, but also because family and friends were excited to see us compete. Whatever experience you have of Sandy Creek, take it with you always and let it push you into the future. Thank you.
This year, the class of 2020 selected as their baccalaureate speaker Mr. Ramon Neely. Mr. Neely is a very active parent here at Sandy Creek High School and has been a member of the board for the volleyball team for several years. He also has a daughter that is graduating this year, Miss Kennedy Neely. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce Mr. Ramon Neely.
Hello, I am Ramon Neely. I first want to say to the Sandy Creek High School administration, to the teachers, the staff, and most importantly to the graduating class of Sandy Creek for 2020. I want to say thank you. Thank you for trusting me with this very special time to encourage you as you begin the next phase of your life's journey. When I was first asked to give the baccalaureate message, the very first thing that came to my mind was the Sandy Creek High School hashtag. That hashtag has been the driving theme, the catalyst for every good and great and reasonable decision, action, and event for this school year. Most of you know exactly what it is. It's hashtag share the journey. And what a journey this has been. You should know that having a senior in this graduating class, because of that direct connection, this message of encouragement is spoken with great sincerity, in earnest, and with absolute love. You see, I witnessed the uncertainties, the need to adapt, the fight within to readjust, to become more self-disciplined, to change old habits. I witnessed the disappointments. Some of you desperately missed the physical interactions with your peers because it was affirming, you felt connected. That's where you drew your energy. For others, school may have been your place of refuge. That's actually where you found your peace. And then yet there were some who were so grateful to be at home because their energy is just drawn from within. It doesn't require too many people, if any at all. So that's where they actually found their comfort. But for many of you, for most of you, you had to shift your thinking. A lot of you may have even had an epiphany, and that epiphany increased your understanding. Yet, still, there were emotional ups and downs, the highs and the lows. But my question for each of you, from student to educators to parents, what have you learned most about yourself during these times, and how will you share the journey going forward? You see, the actions that you take and the decisions you make deriving from the lessons that you've learned during these times will have an impact on others and society far greater than you could possibly imagine. So what part of the journey will you share? Will you share the understanding you now have of the importance of preparation, not knowing what tomorrow will bring? Will you share the perseverance you muster to ensure you will still end up at this point on this day in the midst of what has been challenging times for many? How about sharing the resilience that has been embedded in you? I mean, think about this for a minute. Your academic generation was born into the shadow of 9/11 and then unknowingly weathered the real estate market crash and recession of 2008, and now have had to witness some very strained times and tension that had negatively impacted racial harmony through politics over the last 8 to 12 years. You were actually birthed into resilience. You were providentially prepared for such a time as this. The tenacity you've gained will only allow you to grip more firmly the dreams you have and achieve the goals you will set for yourself. But how will you share the journey? Share the journey of how you purposefully remained courageously uncomfortable when fear was spewed from every direction, and yet you remained faithful, determined, and steadfast. How about sharing the wisdom you gained from these experiences? Will you share the greater respect you now have for the commitment of your teachers and administrators? Will you let others know how much they actually care, and will you let them know how much they sacrifice? Maybe you and your family found a renewed sense of togetherness, of joy, of love. You discovered new things about each other, and you rediscovered things you may have forgotten. Will you share that love, that quality time, that commitment with someone else? What about the compassion that surged through you for those you may know directly or indirectly who suffered tragedy during these times? Can you share the empathy you now have that has matured you in a way that it never would have before? How will you share this journey? Share the journey with your peers and your classmates who are coming behind you. Don't give them the emotional and vague responses. You see, a journey is detailed out. It's remembered along the way. It's recounted and recorded that others may learn from it and follow its teaching. Will you share the truth so that others will have enough information to choose to walk in it as well? I'm sure, actually, that there were things for some of you that were probably even individuals that before these times came upon us, you were certain that you couldn't get along without, that you had to have in your life. And now, during these times, you have actually discovered that, wait a minute, my life is actually better without those things. You've discovered what is really important. You discover what really counts. You discover what's really necessary. And you said, I don't need any of those things anymore. Will you share how you overcame things along this journey? But see, I also want to encourage you and remind you that the greatest part of the journey that you can share is love. Share love. Share love because, honestly, love is actually even greater than tolerance. Love is greater than tolerance because love is already patient and kind. Love does not envy because it is content and grateful. Its jealousy only comes from a righteous place of protection to build up and never to destroy or tear down. Share love because it is not boastful or prideful. Love is pleased by all that which is good, and because the good is shared among others. You can share love because love is full of integrity. It is selfless, therefore it does not dishonor others, and it is not self-seeking. Share love because it is rational and observant. It listens, and therefore it is not easily angered. Love exercises self-control. You can share love because love corrects and forgives, yet it keeps no records of wrong. You can share love because it rejoices in truth and never wickedness. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, and it always perseveres. Love is the greatest part of this journey that you can share. To the Sandy Creek community, the students, family, friends, look, I want to remind you all that you were given this time to reflect, to rethink, to readjust, but also to be reassured that though this may seem random, none of this is by happenstance. You were given this time to better understand your journey and that you may share it with the next individual, with the next group of friends, at the next staff meeting, at the new job or career that you may venture into, in the next stage of life, and with the world. This journey has work to do. And while moving forward, do not let your memories be short, but also keep your eyes on that which is ahead of you, and take comfort in knowing that you, all of you, have been equipped for every good work on this journey. And I share this truth with you, that you may willingly and boldly and courageously walk in it, because true love shared never fails. Thank you. Share the journey.
Good afternoon. My name is Kennedy Brown, your class treasurer. Class of 2020, we made it. Who would have thought as a class we would be able to say that? Believe me when I tell you, I sometimes question if we're going to make it. I'm sure we all question if we were going to make it at one point or another, but we did. The laughs, the tears, the petty drama, quarantine, you name it. We've been through it all. But we survived the most exhilarating roller coasters of our lives. Let's let out a sigh of relief, pat ourselves on the back, and smile. Unfortunately, of this day of celebration, we're reminded of the void that exists in the senior class that is the time we are missing together. The Sandy Creek High School Class of 2020 has selected a gift that we believe reflects those qualities. The senior class will be donating some new tables that will be placed inside the courtyard outside the cafeteria. It will be a place to rest with friends, to laugh and talk and come together. It will let future classes gather and become rooted to the memories of our class and each other. Time will pass, the tree will change colors, but it will endure, like our memories of our times together, our memories of what we have lost and what we have gained.
To the Superintendent of Schools and the Fayette County Board of Education, as principal of Sandy Creek High School, I certify and attest that these students have met all the requirements for a diploma. They have met all the requirements that have been set forth by the State Board of Education and by the Fayette County Board of Education, and that they are now officially graduates of Sandy Creek High School of the Fayette County School System.
Honor graduate, Kimberly Alicia Aiken. Christopher Jamal Alexander. Emmanuel Mario Alexander. Honor graduate, Kennedy Janice Allen. Zoe Allen. Paulino Almanza Villa Gomez. Sandra Iban Alvarado Ibarra. Pedro Mauricio Alvarez Sedano. Nala Amandine Ambrose. Rashad Demetrius Amos. Joseph Amir Anderson. Honor graduate, Chloe Grace Arnold. Kennedy Marcelina Hakila Banks. Honor graduate, Brianna Nicole Battle. Honor graduate, Jalen Jerome Baxley. Justin Isaiah Beatles. Yamares Deja Bell. Leon Biggs. Honor graduate, London Meadows Barago. Honor graduate, Zachary Randall Bonser. Honor graduate, Miles Travis Bach-Knight. Matthew Daniel Bradford. Brian Amani Branch. Honor graduate, Noah James Bridgman. Honor graduate, Kayla Ann Brooks. Alexis Taiwana Shantae Brown. Honor graduate, Cole Story Brown. Joshua Alexander Brown. Kason Marion Isaiah Brown. Kennedy Michelle Brown. Honor graduate, Courtney Chanel Brown. Summer Lee Brown. Elijah Laverne Buckley. Honor graduate, Skylar Addison Bugg. Kayla Aaliyah Burke. Jordan Lonice Burns. Sapphire Dominique Butler. Logan George Byerly. Tyrone Jeremiah Kane. Honor graduate, Alondra Camarillo Valdez. Honor graduate, Arnold Japhus Campbell. Miguel Salvador Campos Pacheco. Brianna Emile Chapman. Honor graduate, Maya Mackenzie Character. Logan Renee Holmes Clopton. Cesar Bayardo Colindres. Savion Jaquez Cook. Ryan Christopher Cousins. Jade Alexis Crawford. Kenyatta Lamumba Crawford. Tyson Alexander Crawford. Honor graduate, Roy Vashon Curry. Keith Khalil Daniels Jr. Honor graduate, Jason Anthony Davis. Honor graduate, Madison Janice Davis. Malik Avery Davis. Tanisha Malia DeBrew. Honor graduate, Justin Gregory Delane. Anaya Gabrielle Dennis. Honor graduate, Stokely Monroe Dennis. Dilpreet Singh Dinsa. Haja Asata Diallo. Brianna Angelique Dinas. Honor graduate, Jonathan Zion Dodson. Jaden Davario Downing. Honor graduate, Mackenzie K. Duncan. Kimonte Demetrius Edwards. Denise Rodriguez Estrella. Honor graduate, Rainey Grace Evans. Honor graduate, Olawabinga Oluwaya Samuel Famakinwa. Honor graduate, Daryl Bernard Felker II. Honor graduate, Autumn Gabrielle Flowers. Comanche Lakota Francisco. Anthony Franco. Honor graduate, Taylor Alexandria Franklin. Ryland Jordan Fuller. Aaliyah Sincere Gales. Honor graduate, Mackenzie Davis Gay. Honor graduate, Michael Allen Glass II. Monderick Carvel Goggins Jr. Brandon Allen Goins. Jasmine Lynette Golden. Honor graduate, Stacy Gonzalez. Honor graduate, Brenda Nicole Gorgonio. Jordan Malachi Green. Kyra Christian Green. Alina Danielle Guerrero. Alfonso Emery Hale Jr. Daniel Lou Hall. Talicia Haloria Deanne Handspike. Olivia Deborah Cheyenne Harrelson. Jerome Lay Hardman. David Allen Harris Jr. Honor graduate, Liberty Virginia Storm Harris. Sydney Ray Harris. Honor graduate, Jasmine Nadira Harrison. Anaya Danielle Harvey. Andrew Charles Hayes. Emily Reese Haygood. Janasia Raquel Haynes. Nicholas Ray Henry. Honor graduate, Aaron Alonzo Hernandez. Kenyatta Deshawn Hill II. Sabello Schwashrayo. Chantrell Deshawn Hobson. Honor graduate, Spencer William Hodge. Alaya Ann Howard. Honor graduate, Naya Shantrice Hughley. Joseph Cameron Hunter. Sydney Marie Hyde. Ciara Michelle Izquierdo Espinoza. Ahmad DeMarcus Jackson. Damiana Janiyah Jackson. Honor graduate, Robin Lemetris K. Jeffries. Destin Jabari Jenkins. Dion Maurice Jennings Jr. Honor graduate, Wendy Yailene Jimenez Miranda. Chelsea Jakar Johnson. Mayana Leigh Johnson. Honor graduate, Michael Lynn Johnson Jr. Abdur Rafi Jones. Cody Mackay Jones. Jordan Nicole Key. Malaya Jaden Kemp. Kylie Tierra King. Kylon Tier King. Jessica Duarmaram Lachana. Carson Avery Land. Honor graduate, Jordan Jazree Lawrence. Brianna Nicole Lee. Tanaya Dejan Lee. Keyshawn Cortez Lavelle. Honor graduate, Jalen Brian Leverett. Davian Lamar Lighton. Honor graduate, Kristen Nicole Lofton. Honor graduate, Dorwin Eric Lyles Jr. Christian Andrade Lynch. Honor graduate, Kendall Camille Mack. Kevin Chuyuka Madhu. Cameron Cecil Mahan. Honor graduate, John Logan Morant. Albil Esteban Martinez. Jonathan Martinez Areola. Juan Arnolfo Martinez Villa. Honor graduate, Shri Kanani Mays. Honor graduate, Jonathan James McClinney. Jalen Canelli Jaquand McDaniel. Adrian Jai McDowell. Mia Serenity McNeil. Sasipo Bearden Malo. Jonathan Mina Flores. Madison LaShawna Mendoza. Jordan Alexander Mitchell. Honor graduate, Jamina Molina. Moises Isaias Monterosa. Matthew Hunter Moore. Honor graduate, Kennedy Zenobia Neely. Luis Manuel Negron Montalvo. Mary Mai Wynn. Shadozi Jude Ohaya. Chumeka Clement Okpala. Emily Elizabeth Oviedo Cadena. Honor graduate, Diallo Leslie Parson. Honor graduate, Dia Atul Patel. Honor graduate, Ronnie Atul Patel. Honor graduate, Ethan Joseph Paul. Darius Joseph Person. Honor graduate, Kai Renee Phillips. Honor graduate, Micaiah Elizabeth Pollard. Garrett Lee Pouliot. Honor graduate, Deja Jalea Powell. Travis Crosby Powell. Honor graduate, Isaac Harris Pressburg. Pakamani Olwetu Kandashe. Honor Graduate, Xiomara Bree Ramos. Valeria Ariana Ramos Almonte. Jacob Christopher Rauch. Honor Graduate, Zoe Benet Redmond. Honor Graduate, Kathy Yasel Reyes Ventura. Honor Graduate, Daryl Vincel Rice Jr. Honor Graduate, Samia Deshawn Rice. Honor Graduate, Anaya Marie McKinnon Richmond. Rihanna Denise Robertson. Honor Graduate, Alan Orlando Rodriguez Perez. Oriana Janae Rowland. Cassandra Romero Ojeda. Andrew Abasai Romo Aguirre. Marlon Roberto Rosales Jr. Fatima Gabriela Rosales Tejeda. Shanrico Rosser. Rafael Sanchez. Jariana Charday Sanders. Corin Ishmael Sanders. Amanda Michelle Satterwhite. Salutatorian Catherine Delaney Schulten. Von Graff says. Lloyd Dino Jean Shobe Jr. DeQuantus Amir Jamel Showers. Brian James Seifert. Adrian Ramon Smith II. Jeray Lachelle Smith. Reese Nassimi Springer. Adam Josiah Stampley. Tyler Casey Standifer. Angela Rumiana Stargel. Kanaya Lanicia Statham. Kamari Justin Stewart. Micah Lauren Street. Avion Jahamid Summers. Grace Tobilaba Taiwo. Honor graduate Jessica Tapia. Cameron Gray Taylor. Isaiah Christopher Taylor. Makai Sayer Teasley. Zoe Arlie Terry. Mary Helen Thomas. Shirley Angui Teacher. Honor graduate Ethan Ernest Toon. Tracy Tyrone Turner Jr. Honor graduate Natalie Salome Vera Pimentel. Honor graduate Zuzu Aria Viderick. Jason Patrick Vincent. Noah Craig Vinson. Shane Allen Vinson. Honor graduate Zatoo Wong. Jeffrey Ray Ward. Aaron Matthew Washington. Iverson Devontae Webb. Dominique Antonio West. Honor graduate Kayla Gloriana Wheeler. Joya Keandra Williams. Connor Matthew Williams. Honor graduate Matthew Augustus Williams. Tiana Amani Williams. Honor graduate Bethlehem Taya Wolda Gabriel. Honor graduate, Tyler Monique Wood. Valedictorian, Brandon Abraham Worrell. Honor graduate, Dylan Chandler Wyckoff. Sydney Wynn III. Honor graduate, Nathan Fabian Zamores. Honor graduate, David Clark Zeiler. Miguel Angel Zurita Cruz.
And now the Sandy Creek Chorus will perform our alma mater.
Good evening. My name is Stokely Monroe Dennis, and I've had the immense pleasure of serving as Vice President for the class of 2020. I think I speak for my entire class when I say that from the very beginning, we knew things would be interesting, to say the least. However, that isn't to say that some days, weeks, and months didn't drag on for what seemed like forever. But with the fires, rats, and quarantine, it's safe to say that this was no average high school experience. Yet, as a class, and sometimes less than enthusiastically, we endured it all. To quote transcendentalist writer Ralph Waldo Emerson, "Life is a journey, not a destination." For many of us, myself included, graduation was supposed to be the light at the end of the tunnel. The graduation ceremony, along with senior prom and baccalaureate, were supposed to be the grand culmination or destination of our time as from freshmen to seniors at Sandy Creek High School. Unfortunately, our destination, while technically still the same, has been forever warped by the international pandemic, COVID-19. We are not on the battlefield, and I am not on a stage looking out at my classmates. Even so, these circumstances do not discount the journey we all began in 2016. I know this is not at all how we expected our graduation ceremony to end up happening. I know this is not how we imagined our high school careers coming to an end. However, I also know that we fought and struggled for this moment for 4 long years. And I know that we earned this because we persisted despite all of the obstacles, hardships, and losses we faced these past 4 years. This may not be the ending we wanted, expected, or deserved, but it is ours nonetheless. We get to move forward in life knowing that we gave Sandy Creek our best, but there is better still to come. With that, I would like to ask the senior class of 2020 to please rise. Senior class of 2020, please join me in turning your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations, graduates.
Lisa Howe, principal at Robert J. Birch Elementary. And on behalf of the entire Birch Elementary family, we want to say congratulations, Sandy Creek High School class of 2020. We pray all of your hopes and dreams come true. Congratulations.
Hi, Sandy Creek graduates. Here we are at Flat Rock Middle School being socially distanced to say you are ready to conquer the world. Good luck, everybody.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2020. We'll miss you.
It's been a long
Despite a challenge, you guys always rise. I'm so proud of you. Miss Moore.
And I'll tell you all about it when I see you.
Hey, class of 2020, this is Miss Garbutt here wishing you all the best and wanted to say wherever you go, go with all your heart. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Remember to pursue what you love. It will sustain you.
Class of 2020, congratulations.
Congratulations, Sandy Creek class of 2020. Best wishes.
Hi, seniors. I wish you success and happiness.
Yo, class of 2020, congratulations, you guys made it.
Congrats to the class of 2020. I can't wait to see what you guys achieve.
Without you, my friend.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I miss you all and wish you the best of luck.
We've come a long
Congratulations, class of 2020. We're so proud of you.
Good luck in your future, class of 2020.
Congratulations, and I'm so proud of you. You are my first graduating class at Sandy Creek High School.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I am so proud of you.
Bye, we miss you. Bye, we miss you.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. We're so proud of you.
Bye, guys. I love you and miss you. Good luck, class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Have a fabulous future.
This is not goodbye. It's see you later, class of 2020. Congratulations.
I'm so proud of you for persevering and getting through this.
Congratulations, class of 2020. You did it.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I love you. I'll miss you.
And on behalf of the entire North Fayette faculty and staff, I want to send you a heartfelt congratulations.
And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Congratulations, well done. We're going to miss you.
From where we began.
Congratulations. Awesome job. Keep doing what you're doing. Good luck. Represent Sandy Creek the way it's supposed to be represented.